global competitiveness is being applauded across the globe. His initiatives on agricultural mechanization, digital extension and precision farming are paving way towards Agriculture 4.0 in the country. His creative approach enabled him to design and implement the National Agricultural Higher Education Program across different agricultural universities in India that paved way for thousands of UG students to get global exposure on education, research and skill development to become entrepreneurs. I am happy to join with all of you in welcoming Shri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, to this August function. Tamil Nadu Agricultural University is one of the leading state agricultural universities in India and enjoys international reputation. It is a proud moment for this university that 3,720 students are conferred with their degrees today. Of this, 1,589 candidates are getting their degree in person. Graduation is a significant academic milestone in an individual's life. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for choosing TNAU as your study destination. TNAU is offering 14 UG, 33 PG and 28 doctoral program in its 18 constituent and 28 affiliated colleges. To fulfill government's vision of increasing gross enrollment ratio by 10% every year, annual intake of students has been increased to 7,700 from 5,500 in the last 2 years. TNAU ranked first among all SAUs in performance of ICAR NET examination and 26% of the seats were grabbed by TNAU students. The admission procedures have been digitalized through online counseling. TNAU is the first SAU in implementing the blended learning system to ensure uniform exposure to all the students. Through the World Bank supported ICAR Institutional Development Program, TNAU has established smart classrooms, AR/VR laboratories and digital language laboratories, state-of-art laboratories for digital extension, big data analysis and also experiential learning. In the past 2 years, TNAU has invited 9 professors from international institutions, organized workshops, conference and 110 skill development and entrepreneurship training programs. To internationalize TNAU's teaching and research, 53 foreign faculty have been inducted as adjunct faculty. Also, 72 professor of practices have been engaged to enhance the employable skill of the students. TNAU joins hands with the Dalhousie University in Canada to offer dual degree program at UG level and 53 students are conferred with a dual degree. 64 undergrad students were trained as interns for 2 months in globally renowned universities in 12 countries. In addition, 70 undergrad students were sent for 1 semester under twinning program to Dalhousie University, Canada, University of Twente in Netherlands and Karelia University of Applied Sciences, Finland. 60 faculty members were sent abroad for 2 months to create research linkages and also for building their capability in frontier areas of research. TNAU also offers education to the needy stakeholders through its open and distance learning program. To inculcate research aptitude, TNAU supports all the 678 PG and PhD students with fellowship. Academic industry links have been created to make the students industry ready. TNAU gives topmost priority to place its students in reputed organizations. In 2023 alone, 889 undergrad students and 100% of the diploma students studying in TNAU were placed in reputed institutions. TNAU is encouraging its faculty to strive for self-reliance in securing research funds. In 2023, 212 projects with a total outlay of 68.76 crore rupees have been successfully obtained. As a novel measure to enhance the publication from the faculty members, TNAU has introduced a policy of 1 faculty, 1 paper per year, which resulted in record high of 765 Scopus listed publication in 2023. The annual citation in Scopus database saw a significant increase to 11,605 and H index swiftly rose to 103 from 83 in the previous year. Recently, TNAU has established state-of-art facilities to carry out research in frontier areas such as rhizoctone facility, accelerated speed breeding, and proteomics and metabolomics platform. TNAU has released 905 variety in an array of crops since its inception. In this year, 24 varieties were released from TNAU. Some of the notable genotypes are India's first non-GM herbicide-tolerant rice, improved version of therapeutic landrace Mappillai Samba, triple trouble tolerant rice suitable for drought, salinity and submergence spoon areas, and biofortified maize and kambu hybrids. During 2023, more than 200 tons of breeder seeds have been produced and supplied for the production of foundation and certified seeds. TNAU has developed more than 500 technologies popular among the farmers. Village-level weather forecasting system and customized agro-advisory services, crop-specific boosters and biofertilizer technologies received appreciation across the stakeholders. TNAU's water-soluble fertilizers and research on nanofertilizers and soil microbiome paved way for rejuvenating soil health in Tamil Nadu. Through the World Bank supported Tamil Nadu Irrigation Agricultural Modernization Project, refined practices on water storage, groundwater recharging, water budgeting are advocated to the farmers. TNAU is a front runner in deploying geospatial tools for water body monitoring, GHG emission monitoring and disaster risk assessment. Research on drone technology in developing SOPs for smart delivery of inputs are appreciated at national level. TNAU stands at the top among the SAUs in obtaining DGCA approved drone piloting center to groom and develop agri-pruners. TNAU undertakes serious efforts in cataloging invasive pests and diseases and developing strategies to control them. World's first semiochemical to attract cotton stem weevil was developed by Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. TNAU conducts research on horticulture crops through 4 colleges and 13 research stations and introduced more than 20 varieties in different horticulture crops during the recent years. In the first time, it released an off-season flowering winter jasmine, a grapes variety suitable for wine making, and perennial moringa variety. TNAU's Forest College and Research Institute is known for its excellence in forestry education and research. To help expanding the area under forest from 20 to 33%, TNAU has come out with the new tree varieties and developed profitable models in agroforestry and multifunctional forestry. TNAU's forestry business incubation remains as a model to all other SAUs in India. Considering declining labor resources, TNAU implements projects under PMFME and strongly promotes mechanization in agriculture. It gives top priority for utilizing renewable energy, namely hydropower, wind and solar energy in agricultural operations. TNAU has 15 Krishi Vigyan Kendras spread across the state of Tamil Nadu, which serves as a hub for transfer of frontline technologies and crop varieties. TNAU has its own YouTube channel, TV, FM and Kisan call center to reach the farmers directly to their home steps. TNAU has nominated 1 scientist per block to each of the 385 blocks and linked with extension officials of the state government for providing technical support. A state-level farmers' mela was organized at AC&RI Madurai, which was witnessed by a record number of more than 30,000 farmers and 5,000 students. TNAU FPO Connect is one of the flagship programs and signed MOU with 112 farmer producer organizations through which direct linkage has been established with 150,000 farm families. A new program was launched to connect 1 student, 1 farming family. The student will help the farmer in obtaining required farm advisory and also other needed technical inputs in addition to learning the ground level issues in crop production amidst varied climatic conditions. TNAU's domestic export market linkage cell provides pre-sowing and pre-harvest forecast for 14 major agricultural and horticultural crops and disseminated through print and electronic media for the farmers' usage. TNAU has 6 agribusiness incubation centers to cater the needs and aspirations of local industries, aspiring entrepreneurs and communities. During 2023, TNAU has incubated 107 new incubators and 142 agri-entrepreneurs. We have obtained the prestigious Niti Prayash scheme from the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, with a total budget of 10 crore rupees for providing seed funding to the entrepreneurs. This would help in developing more than 100 entrepreneurs and create more than 1,000 professional jobs in 3 to 5 years. TNAU has commercialized 6 varieties, 6 technologies and 4 machineries during the last year. We joined hands with the state government and NABARD to establish Center of Excellence in Biotechnology, with a budget outlay of 435 crores. This center will focus on developing novel bio inputs for promoting agriculture in the state. Further, this center plans to house 100 startups involved in the production and distribution of agri-biologicals. TNAU has established its first solar-powered green office building. The vision is to make TNAU a net zero energy campus. Initiatives are taken to commercialize TNAU's products through retail outlet in all its campuses and KVKs. It launched its own online marketing platform, www.tnauagricart.com, similar to Amazon and Flipkart since April 2023. In the last 1 year, 4 product patents, 18 design patents, 8 copyright rights and 6 GIs have been granted to TNAU. TNAU has signed 213 MOUs in the last 1 year with various academic institutions and industry. A funding support of 11 crores from the government of Tamil Nadu has been extended to renovate and mainstream the historical RI building of TNAU with the help of Archaeological Department. All these concentrated efforts position the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University in high ranking system. TNAU is only SAU placed in the Times Higher Education ranking in the bandwidth of 1501. In the QS World ranking under Agriculture and Forestry, TNAU is ranked in the bandwidth of 401 to 420 out of 1422 institutions. Under QS Asian ranking, TNAU is ranked at the bandwidth of 301 to 350. World University ranking for innovations and industrial application, TNAU is placed between 51 to 100 bandwidth. During 2022, TNAU has won ICR's Best Agricultural University Award, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Award, and also University of the Year Award from the FICCI. Under NIRF ranking, TNAU secured 5th position under Agriculture and Allied Sector category and stands in the 2nd position among all the state agricultural universities. India today ranked TNAU at 28th position under Market Development and Research Associates. During 22-23, 9 different ICRIP programs of TNAU have won the Best Center Award from the ICAR. TNAU's effort in planting 6 lakh tree seedlings in Dindigul district, joining hands with the district administration, has been recognized by Elite Book of World Records, Asian Book of Records and India Book of Records. With the kind permission of our Honorable Governor Chancellor, I sincerely appeal to all the young graduates to cast their votes in the upcoming election 2024, which is a great democratic festival. It is also your bound duty and birthright and proof of dedicated citizenship of India. I thank the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu and the Chancellor of TNAU, Honorable Pro-Chancellor of this university, faculty, staff and students for providing me an opportunity to present the achievements of this university, which is totally due to the zeal and commitment extended by every one of you. I consider it as a great honor to deliver the welcome address in the special occasion of 43rd convocation of TNAU and take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduating students, parents and award winners in this special occasion and wishing all of you a success in all your endeavors. Thanks to one and all. Jai Hind.
This convocation of the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has been called to confer degree upon the candidates who appeared in the examinations recently held for the purpose have been certified to be worthy of the same. I invite the Chief Guest, Thiru Manoj Ahuja, Secretary Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Department, Government of India, to deliver the convocation address.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu and Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Vice Chancellor, members of the Board of Management and Academic Council of TNAU, my dear graduating students, their parents, the faculty members, the guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. It's a great honor for me to stand here in front of you as a chief guest on this August function of the 43rd convocation of the prestigious Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore. I place on record my sincere thanks to the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu and the Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, as well as the Vice Chancellor for giving me this opportunity to interact with you. At the very outset, I congratulate all the students who have successfully completed their studies and would be receiving their degrees and awards today. I also compliment the faculty members who have imparted a very high quality of education to the students, and also my best wishes and gratitude to the parents who are present here on this momentous day for the students. Tamil Nadu is a very important agricultural state in the country where a large number of crops, rice, millets, maize, pulses, groundnut, cotton, sesame, coconut, sugarcane, vegetables, fruits, spices are all grown. And like in the country, it is the mainstay for the denizens of this state. It has a very rich history of agriculture, a very good system of tanks for irrigation, conserving water. The Thanjavur area with the Kaveri Delta, which had one of the first water control systems and finds mention in literature, and I think it has its origins in the Chola period in 2nd century AD, and it has been contributing immensely to the agriculture growth of the country. In fact, even in 1800s, in this delta, the rice productivity was one of the highest in the country. Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has played a leading role in this. The Vice Chancellor was just mentioning there are more than 905 crop varieties since inception. In this very year, they have come out with 23 crop varieties, new technologies, mechanization, drone training, so many initiatives which are being taken in the agricultural sector. I wanted to convey to you, dear friends and distinguished guests, that our success in agriculture, all of you have heard of the Green Revolution, is because of the significant contribution made by scientists, researchers in institutions like Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, along with a very good system of extension and taking this knowledge to the farmers. I think the credit for our success story in agriculture, from a position where we were dependent on other countries for our food needs, to a situation where we are one of the leading net exporters of food grains, has been because of the dedication and the commitment and the achievement and the knowledge which is produced in these temples of learning, agricultural universities, in which Tamil Nadu Agricultural Universities, the faculty and the students have played a pioneering role. And I must stand here and compliment all of you for this significant achievement. As all of you are aware, what next is the question which should arise in our mind. I would love to interact with you, understand and know what is going on in each of your minds as you graduate from the portal of this hallowed university. What are you thinking about this future? What do you think what the country would be after some years? Because that is a very fundamental question which all of you should be asking, considering, thinking as you go into your professional lives in the coming 2 decades. I must tell you that today India stands at a position where we can think big and we can dream big. From the position today where we have a per capita of $2,000 or so, we are positioned to become a developed country in the next 2 decades. And by that I mean that our per capita standards would go up to $18,000 from the $2,000 which are there, which means an annual rate of growth of around 8%. Our achievements in agriculture, all of you know, from 50 million tons in 1951, we have production of around 6 times more, 330 million tons. Our horticulture production has gone to 355 million tons. We are a leading producer, or the second largest producer of a large number of agri commodities, including dairy, fishery sector, and as I said, a leading net exporter of agricultural commodities. The challenges which I see is most of the countries who have developed, and there are a number of countries who developed within 2 decades, and all of you know their stories. We know of Japan after World War II. It just took them 20 years to become a developed country. We know about Korea, who followed the Japanese example and did that change. We know about China. We know about Southeast Asian nations. We know about Singapore. And all of them followed certain strategies. Mostly, a lot of these countries followed manufacturing-oriented, export-led strategies to bring that growth. The challenge before us today is that in India, the traditional growth part of this, and why I am mentioning this is, the traditional growth part in these countries is something in economics we call it a Lewisian model, where people shift from agriculture to manufacturing and then the tertiary sector, and that's how the economy grows. In India, however, the manufacturing sector has not grown to that extent. Therefore, the dependency on agriculture sector is quite large. Unlike other countries, in developed countries, you will find only 2% or some percentage of the population would be dependent on agriculture. Even in China and Vietnam, it will be around 20-24%. In India, it's nearly 50%. Why I am stating this is because we need to understand the challenges we would be facing in areas where you would be working. The fragmentation of land holding, the large number of small and marginal farmers, and in agriculture, and the fact that our growth, if we are talking about Viksit Bharat, a developed nation, nation with a per capita income of $18,000, then our growth would have to come from the agriculture sector. And slowly, as you increase demands in the rural areas, the demand generated from increasing incomes in agriculture, you will find the cycle of growth emerging. Because of the demand, other sectors would also grow. But I think an important part has to be played by the agriculture sector. And therefore, all the graduates, postgraduates who would be going into the world, contributing to them, I want to say that there is a very big opportunity available for all of you. And our future story would depend on how you think, what you do, and how do you take this knowledge to the field or outside the university, so that it can be acted upon, it can be translated, I could say, into a product, whether it's marketed by a company or used by the farmer to have improved practices. And I think that's a huge opportunity, and you are part of India's demographic dividend. I'm sure all of you would be aware India is one of the youngest countries. We have, I think the average age is less than 30. And you would find across the world, the age is increasing. We are in a very advantageous position in terms of having a young workforce, an educated workforce, and a determined workforce to bring about this change. We all know about the Green Revolution. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, he was conferred the Bharat Ratna, and it was essentially technology-led and came out of the system we have, the research, the universities, field trials, extension, taking it to the farmers, getting feedback from the farmers, and then getting it back. And now we have to bring about a similar transformation in the coming 2 decades. And what is required for that is an understanding of the issues on the ground which impact on agriculture, and what can we as trained agricultural graduates and postgraduates do to convert that into reality. Some of the situations which I envisage, and I'd like to put them in front of you so that you could think about them. One is what we find right now. We have a lot of research and let's say in seeds, we have varieties available, we have yields available. There is a huge gap between the potential, the demonstration we do in the farmer's field and the actual yield the farmers are getting. I mean, this connect between the potential which is available and what is happening in the field, it has to be bridged. Second, in universities and our research institutes, top research institutes, I visit them occasionally and I find there is a lot of knowledge being generated. But that knowledge, as long as it sits within the confines of the university, there is a huge opportunity cost in terms of not utilizing that knowledge. How do we bring it out, like I said, commercialize it, get a research orientation towards the needs of the market, towards the needs of the farmer, and get that knowledge from lab to the lab. I mean, these are some challenges which we would need to face. And I think the opportunities which are emerging is, we have good technology. The Vice Chancellor told about speed breeding facilities. The Government of India in terms of policies has allowed gene editing, which should cut down the time period for doing new research and bringing it to the field. There are other technologies which will help it. The other plus point is the ability of farmers. You see, the farmer today has his own agency and he can learn very fast, and he uses digital means to learn. He learns from other farmers. So the gap which was there in communication can be bridged very easily through digital means. The system we had of getting information from the farmers to the KVKs and bringing it to the research institutions can be bridged very easily through digital technology, so that there is no time lost in that, and that feedback loss, research, taking it to the field, if it's not working well, getting the knowledge back and then working on it. These are important areas, and all of you, since you would be grappling with these issues, I would advise you that you should make yourself very friendly with digital technologies, with digital communication, use of the technology which is available for the new techniques which are available to use it for that. The other bright spot I would like to highlight is about the vibrant ecosystem. You see, we will find, if you look at agriculture for a farmer, you'll have to look at the entire value chain, not just only as a production concept. Why? The value which the farmer gets depends on what does the consumer pay. And before it reaches the consumer, there is a whole value chain, right from providing inputs to the farmer till it reaches the consumer. And there are a lot of issues in that. Let's say quality inputs, right kind of inputs, knowledge about practices, providing information on that, post-harvest management, processing, marketing, efficient supply chains. And in the recent days, there has been a spurt of agri-startups and agri-companies which have come into this sphere. And that is helping in cutting down losses, improving our value chains. So I think some of you sitting here would be thinking, what do I do? One would be you get jobs, but I would still say that I am very excited when I meet some of these startups. Their ideas are brilliant and they come up with solutions which we sometimes, it leaves us impressed. And I think there's a whole field, because there are challenges. If you look at these challenges as opportunities, you will find there is a huge scope for people like you with the knowledge, with an understanding of problems, to make a difference through your own startups, through entrepreneurship, through using all the knowledge which you have and translating into something meaningful for which benefits farmers, and you also can earn a good living out of that. I would just like to kind of highlight 2 or 3 things to articulate about the policy framework which the Government of India has, because it tries to identify some of the problems and also the challenges and how do we cross them. And I will use them as, let's say, as something to hang the idea on, which I would like to put across. So in the last decade, the agriculture has got priority by the Government of India. The ministry which I work in used to have a budget of 25,000 crores. In the last decade, it has jumped 5 times and it is about 1,25,000 crores. That is the priority given to the agriculture sector in the entire Union of India budget. A large number of new schemes have been introduced. So let me start with what we call the PM Kisan Yojana, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Nidhi Yojana. This is a direct benefit transfer scheme, and as on date, about 3 lakh crore rupees have been transferred to about 11 crore farmers. It's a huge sum, 3 lakh crore, and today this program is one of the largest direct benefit transfers programs in the world, all technology oriented. So with the push of a button, which the Honorable Prime Minister does, he just released the 16th installment. Within a day, the money goes into the bank accounts of the farmers and within SMS. Not only that, there are certain stipulations for the program. All that is also integrated in an online manner in the system, and then thereby the money reaches. The point I am making is that technology today allows you to implement programs and schemes for the Government of India in a very transparent manner, so that the entire benefit which is meant for the farmer is availed by him in very, very short time. You see, 6,000 rupees a year may not be such a large sum, some could say, but the fact is, if you look at it, it provides a security net. You can make his small investments, and if you don't look at it in isolation, if you look at other similar schemes like there is an Ayushman card for health, which insures you to 5 lakh, up to 5 lakh. There are similar schemes, large number of welfare schemes, which does provide him, for a subsistence farmer or a small farmer, does provide him with a security net, so that he doesn't have to bother about his usual needs. Just a fact I would like to say, healthcare costs out of pocket expenditures used to be 62% about 10 years back. They're only 34% now. And one of the main reasons for people falling back below the poverty line used to be these out of pocket health costs. So it provides a security net where the farmer can then, innovate and increase in investments. But the fact I was making was that digital technologies are going to make a lot of difference. And another example I would like to give from the same scheme, to allow people to interact with the government, we've introduced artificial intelligence bot, you could call it. It's called Kisan Mitra. What does it do? It allows farmers to speak in their own languages. You can take up WhatsApp and just ask questions. If I am a beneficiary or I have applied, I can just ask question in my own language using a WhatsApp or anything I would like to. So there's an interface where I can ask questions in my language, then it comes to us, and the AI part understands the intent of your question. The question is not structured. You can ask it in any manner. So the AI, artificial intelligence part, understands it as to what is the question, what is the intent you are asking, goes to the database or goes to all the details, information which are there, comes back and informs the farmer again in his own language. Why I am citing this example is because technologies like this can fundamentally alter the interface between citizens and government. As of now, I will tell you that we did an analysis. The Government of India Agriculture Department has 120 websites. We have more than 40 apps. Now just look at it. If you look at it from a farmer's perspective, he cannot spend time in going to different websites or going to different apps. But if I just give him, if he talks in his phone, just asks a question and the reply comes about what he wants to ask about the Agriculture Department, look at the revolutionary way we are changing the interface of citizens with government. And these new technologies which are emerging, digital technologies, like I said, the ease of citizens or farmers to access government schemes, know about them, interact with government is possible as on date, and it will change the way we do things. So I think technology, digital technology will play a big role. Another big scheme which was introduced is known as Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Agricultural per se, I would say, has risk inbuilt in it. One, you can talk about climate change and the fact that there is production risk. If something happens to the weather or there is rainfall or hailstones, the farmer faces a loss. How do you mitigate that? This program is meant for that, where it covers production risks of the farmer. That is an area where a lot of opportunities lie. And in these 8 years, I think the farmers have contributed about 30,000 crores in terms of premium and have their claim settled about 1,50,000 crores. And why I am highlighting this is, I am highlighting this because all these areas affect agricultural activity, affect investment, and these are areas where, like risk mitigation, where a lot of opportunity lies. And similar to this, you know, the Government of India announces procurement prices, MSP for 23 crops, and for the first time, pulses and oil seeds were produced. And why is that so? Agriculture commodity, unlike traditional commodities which we study in economic models, you see, a farmer may produce something, but if farmers produce it in excess, then the prices fall. It's something like, let's say, it's very unlike the manufacturing sector. If I am producing a vehicle, I know, let's say I'm producing a tractor, I know it's going to sell for, let's say, 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, maybe 10 or 20,000 I'll give a discount. But it's not like you start producing a tractor and then you find the tractor is selling for 2 lakhs. That's a problem. And this does happen in the agriculture sector, and therefore this price mitigation. How do you mitigate that risk? That is there, and that's why this policy of procurement, MSP and others. But I'm saying these are fields and areas which can be worked on. There can be a lot of private sector this thing. I've seen people giving micro insurance, weather-based insurance products and things like that. But that's one area where one can work. Climate change is complicating it. For example, last year in northern India, we had a heat wave in March. And you know, the wheat, when the grain filling starts, that was the time that it stuck, and there was a lot of shriveling of grain and a loss in terms of this thing. But thanks to our research network, the ICR, the State Agricultural University, there has been a focus on climate resilient varieties. And right now in Punjab, Haryana and other states, more than 70% of the area is covered with heat tolerant varieties. So that's the impact. I mean, these are challenges which are being faced by universities. They're coming out with products, and I'm sure all of you would be contributing to it. Another program is the 10,000 farmers producers organizations. We also have more than 2,60,000 primary agricultural cooperative societies, and I'm linking it with the fact that we have a substantial majority, 86% of our farmers who are small and marginal farmers. It's very difficult for them to get economies of scale. Can we make an institution for them at a local level which will help them which will provide them inputs, provide them economies of scale, can do aggregation, can do branding, can do marketing? If they can, it's a big service which we are doing for the agriculture sector. And this is also, it's a purely, should I put it, it's a business commercial activity. And there's a huge demand for people who can work in this sector, work with FPOs, work with cooperatives, and generate benefits for the farmer and the agriculture sector across the value chain. All of you know about the cooperative sector and the wonderful story of milk revolution in India. Can we bring a similar revolution? Can we have a similar structure or an analogous structure for the horticulture sector? Fruits and vegetables. We talk about their perishability. Can we do that? You've heard about the poultry sector and the wonderful sector which follows a model where a company gives, small broiler chicks to other farmers and take it back. It's a contract farming kind of something like that. But the fact is it's a model which has worked, and you will find that the growth rate in both the dairy sector and the fishery sector is quite high. It's about 6 to 8%, which is what one would expect if you have to increase returns in this sector. Another program which was started is e-marketing, and it's very important. There are mandis across the country. And it's very important that the farmer, when he wants to sell his produce, knows about its quality and gets the best price for it. So the attempt is that only, to bring this knowledge to the farmer, connect buyers with sellers, and to get the best price to the farmer. Now, this is governed under state laws. Some states have opened it. They allow farm gate processes. But there's a lot to be done. And last time I was interacting with startups. There are a lot of startups in this area now. Ninja Cart is there, Dehat is there, Cropic is there, and they are answering this need. You'll be surprised to know that they have connected, they will put some aggregator in a village, they have an understanding of when, let us say, tomatoes would be harvested, and they link it up with consumer demand, and they're very efficient supply chains to ensure that there is no value loss in the supply chain. They link, and through very efficiently. Storage, logistics are all built in. So what I'm saying is, there is a huge opportunity again in ensuring connecting the farmer to the consumer through efficient logistics, through efficient technology, digital means of matching demand and supply, and the value which is there, a profit goes to the company and a profit also goes to the farmer. That's one again area where a lot of startups have come and they are working in it. Another program which was started is called More Drop Per Crop. Tamil Nadu state is doing quite well in it. In India, 86% of our water is used in the agriculture sector, and the ratio is about 70% for other countries. The water use efficiency is around 1/3, 33%. In, let's say, developed countries, it's up to 55%. One way, and you would realize that water scarcity would increase over the years, and when we talk about sustainability, these are very core areas where we have to look into. A sustainability in terms of water, in terms of usage of fertilizers, in terms of soil, and because these have to be addressed, these are also huge opportunities where we can all work. So this example of water, the program essentially More Crop Per Drop, essentially is to bring about drip irrigation. We've also allowed automation. If you push fertilizers through drip irrigation, even the fertilizer efficiency goes from 33% to 90%. The point I am making is, this is something, we have a potential of 70 million hectares under drip irrigation. We've achieved about 13 million. There's a huge potential in this. Bringing these kind of reforms to the farmers and taking it to the field and bringing about sustainability. So while we talk about production figures, we should also look at figures about per unit quantity of water, what's my production, am I degrading my soil? These are all factors which we would have to address, and as we said, as we move on, the next revolution in agriculture would be evergreen revolution, in the sense it has to be sustainable with productivity gains. And how do we get that is the challenge which has to be addressed by all of us collectively. There are other areas also associated with sustainability, things like voluntary carbon markets. You know, the carbon markets, the global focus is on reducing carbon emissions. Our focus is on carbon mitigation and adaptation, that the farmer should not suffer because of these climate changes and the variations in climatic conditions. So how do we help him in adapting? How do we help him protect his returns? And a lot of, for example, if you plant bamboo, if you plant agroforestry, if you do DSR, where you're using sustainable methods, you can get carbon credits. There's a huge emerging markets. In fact, the Government of India, the department came out with a framework for voluntary carbon markets. What we feel is, if the farmer can be incentivized through any means for sustainable behavior, a lot of the farmers would get added returns who are doing these kind of practices. Like I mentioned, direct seeding of rice or agroforestry or bamboo, or talk about natural farming or prudent use of fertilizers. All of these can be monetized and the returns given to the farmers. And it's a very nascent market which has a huge potential for growth. Another program, again, which was launched in 2016 was the Soil Health Card. And I'm just trying to, why I am narrating these programs is because I'm trying to link up the policy framework for addressing problems and challenges, which I think have to be addressed collectively. And these challenges, like I said, are also opportunities. Also business opportunities, also entrepreneurial opportunities, which will bring benefit to the farmer and us collectively. So under Soil Health Card, nearly 20 crore cards have been distributed. The idea is that if the farmer, like we have, we do health tests. It tells us what our blood levels is or what our blood pressure is. Similarly, soil, as you are all aware, is both, it's not inert, it's a biological thing, it has living things in it. What is the health of the soil? And if this is the condition, what crops I can grow, what the micronutrient deficiencies are there, what is the level of my organic carbon, how much fertilizers should I put, all this, if we can give, it can become much more productive for the farmer. But there are challenges here. You see, first is giving the information to the farmer, making him understand it, and second, to bring about his change. All I can say is, since a farmer's livelihood depends on agriculture, I am sure he would be interested in anything good we tell us which will improve his returns. So it's a very good thing for us sometimes we have to convince people that you have to do this. But his incentives are aligned with our objectives, which I'm saying is a big, big plus for us. Any farmer who's been doing farming, if he can correctly put across what we are saying and how it will benefit and probably demonstrate to him, the farmer would readily accept it. There's a compatibility of incentives, if I may put it like that way. So we have a very good condition where we can sow ideas and they'll be accepted if we do it the right way. And I am told that the students during their program visit villages, stay there for a long period of time under the rural agriculture work experience programs. So I am sure when you would have stayed there, you would have interacted with the farmers. I don't know how many of you would have seen the programs I am talking about, or the soil health program. But what I would request the Vice Chancellor is that there is also a need for linking up what we teach in the universities with what the farmer, how the farmer perceives it. What are the big major government programs which we are trying to make a difference? What are the findings which we have got out of the universities? Are they reaching the farmer? And if so, how is he accepting it? I think that's a very important area where a lot of difference can be made by students while they are studying. I am told that there are more than 30,000 agricultural graduates in the country every year. And we have 6.5 lakh villages. If these 30,000 students can go to villages with their knowledge, with an open mind to learn from farmers, they have knowledge of the programs, the knowledge which you know from learning, and they are able to adapt it, take it to the farmer, learn from him, adapt it. I am sure the rate of transmission of knowledge which we have at present will substantially increase. That's a very important area where it's important to bring the theory and the experience and the practice and the acceptance by farmers very close. And I think that program is, if it's strengthened, modified in the same way, it will help our students become ambassadors of change in our rural villages while they are studying and as they go and meet out with the farmers. They are in a very unique position to bring about first world solutions to our problems. And that is what the expectation is. I would also like to, emphasize, today India as a country plays a much larger role, a very big role on the global stage. And India is a leading country in what we call the South-South cooperation. And during the G20, when I had the opportunity to interact with ministers of agriculture and head of states of a lot of countries from Africa, they look forward to India. They were saying, please, you have the systems, you have public research systems, you have good extension systems, you have knowledge, you use technology, you come and help us. What I want to say is that when you are outlining your dreams of wanting to go across, there will be opportunities, not only in India, but globally. I think India can play a very big role across the world, and I think people like you would be very much valued for the knowledge you have and the expertise you have, and the fact that you've got experience in this country which has so many agroclimatic zones, which grows everything. And the problems you have are very similar to the problems which a lot of countries, especially African countries, would have in relation to agriculture. And that's a big opportunity for us, and would happen in the future. If not now, it will happen in the future. And I think you should also keep that, factor it in while you are working ahead. Another program is what we call as Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Now, why was this built? This was built, it will incentivize entrepreneurs to get interest at very low rates, to get loans. So we pegged it at 9%, you get a subvention of 3%, so you can get it up to 6%. You don't have to give a collateral because the government has a guarantee fund. And we've tried, again, using technology to make it very simple. And in fact, in these last 3 or 4 years, about 40,000 crores of loans have been taken under this program, and another 20,000 has been contributed by investors themselves. So nearly 60,000 crores of investment has been generated by entrepreneurs, self-help groups, FPOs, because there is a need to bring in investment in the entire post-harvest management of this area. Like I said, there's a need to focus now not only on production technologies, but the entire value chain, starting from after it's harvested to the yield. There's a lot of potential because the losses are there. The more losses we cut down, that value you create by cutting down of losses would benefit the farmer, would benefit you if you kind of go in that. So that's another area. I'll take time to just talk about one more scheme, which is the oil palm mission. You see, if we talk about self-sufficiency, we have a very good story for cereals, let's say even other crops, except in the field of oil seeds and to some extent pulses. In pulses, we have been able to bring down our import dependency from 30% of our requirements to 10%, and we hope to kind of bring it down to zero in the coming years. We are investing a lot, again, a lot of typical problems. For example, if you talk about arhar, we're looking for shorter duration varieties. We are trying to build in more resistance to diseases due to biotic stresses and things like very typical research problems, and we hope to do it. We're working with all the organizations and bring it to the field. Oilseeds is a major problem in the agriculture sector. Even though we are a net exporter, bulk of our imports are edible oils. We require about 25 million tons. We import about 13 million tons, out of which 7 million tons is just palm oil from Malaysia and Indonesia. If you analyze our requirements, if you need to produce this much, our per hectare edible oil production, I am talking about edible oil, not seeds, oil seeds, is around, for let's say mustard and other things combined, is around 400 kgs per hectare. Oil palm, on the other hand, can give you about 4 tons of edible oil per hectare. So if you talk about 12-13 million, you will find that you would require 30 million hectares of land, which is we can't get that much of land. We just don't have that land, even if we try to divert. So that's why the focus is on oil palm. We've mapped it out across the country. Hopefully, even if you do 2 million, you can produce 10 million tons of palm oil. But the other issues, what I want is that these are national priorities, and that's my request to universities, that we also, the gains we have made in terms of cereals like wheat and rice, if you see the yield increases from let's say 60s to now, there'll be 300%, 350, 400%, whereas in terms of oil seeds and pulses, it's very, very less. In some cases, it is less than 100%. And these are the areas, they are difficult areas, but we feel that with the new technologies like gene editing, speed breeding, we need to also refocus and reorient our research into these areas which are also national priorities, and then take these areas forward so we can become kind of self-sufficient in this. The other area where we have a huge import dependency, all of you know, is fuels. And the Government of India has started a policy where we are using ethanol blended fuels. I am sure all of you would be knowing about it. We've achieved 12% ethanol blending, and this year we have a target of 15% ethanol blending. A lot of it would come out of sugarcane and the byproducts, the B heavy and the C heavy molasses, and also maize. So you would find that there's a huge incentivization for farmers. Because of the demand, the prices would increase, and maize, I'm very happy to state that Tamil Nadu in fact has one of the highest productivity in maize, and I'm sure the university must have played a very big role in that. But the fact that farmers can also look at avail of this benefit of growing crops for fuel. So therefore this entire import dependency on petroleum for our fuel needs and also for our edible oil needs these are broad areas where we might have to refocus our policies a little bit. I would also just take a little bit of time in mentioning to you the broad challenges around which we are reorienting our policies. Our policies essentially were finalized in an era of shortage of food and for achieving food sufficiency. And our institutions, our policies, and our technology and our extension was geared towards it. You get high variety seeds and push it down. So that's what the extension, this thing. But now we will have to work in a more decentralized manner. We have to recognize that farmers are scientists, and the fact that there is a lot of peer-to-peer learning happening. Can we have systems to ingrain that knowledge into our system of generating knowledge, validate it at a decentralized level, and make it available to a large number of farmers. In fact, technology would allow you to do that. But that's what I'm saying is broad base our generation of knowledge in the universities also understand that the farmer also has a lot of knowledge. He's a professor of practice, if I can call him that. How do we get that knowledge? It's difficult. You don't have those control and treatment groups and you can change one variable and get results. It's much more decentralized, and getting it, validating it would be a challenge, but can be done. But I think that's one area where we need to move. Second is the challenge would be building up climate resilience. So we have done all the mapping which is required, the research findings which are required in villages, but it should be a topic of debate and discussion in villages amongst farmers. They should be ready with this. We can provide, we have a large number of schemes which need to be converged, but it's important to take it down, and I think universities and students, like I said, during the Raves period and all, this is one thing which should be brought in the syllabus, and when they go to the villages, bring it to these farmers, have very simple templates where farmer can discuss, and I'm sure some of the solutions they themselves could provide, and the other schemes we will have to reorient so that they can converge and provide this thing. New technology changes are coming in, fertilizer subsidies are very high, so products like nano urea, nano DAP, which the Vice Chancellor also mentioned the university is working on. They've set up drone training facilities here, and a new program has been started for that, where women would be empowered to offer custom hiring drone services for pesticide spraying and nano fertilizer spray to begin with. And it has shown very good results. For example, in sugarcane and all, spraying through drones has helped a lot. One more aspect which I would like to highlight is about, you see, we talk about other countries, we talk about the Israeli example in precision agriculture, we talk about, let's say, floriculture or horticulture, again, some European countries. So my experience with them is being that there is still, a challenge still remains. While we implant these technologies from outside, there is a need to make them less expensive and probably indigenize them. Some of these technologies, when you put them on the field, are slightly expensive, not very viable. I think there's a lot of research, while the ideas are very good, to make them, take them to the farmer, make them adopt them, increase their yields, increase their incomes, because they work. They work on good principles, there is a science behind it, and they increase the farmer's yield. But this aspect of indigenizing it would require a lot of local research and solid feedback from the farmer, developing local material so that the price can come down and the farmer actually uses it and gets the returns which he wants. You would have also heard about something known as digital public infrastructure. If not digital public infrastructure, I am sure all of you make payments even when you go for chai or auto rickshaw or you buy vegetables. If you do, you can make payment of any amount very easily through your mobile phone. All of you are aware of that. I think because it's so easy, you may not be thinking too much about it. But if you go abroad, you would find that behind this is one of the finest financial digital infrastructure in the world. In fact, you go to the most advanced countries, you will not be able to do this. What makes it so easy is something known as a digital public infrastructure, and a component of that is a universal payment interface, a UPI. Which means you lay down certain standards, lay down certain protocols when you create digital public infrastructure, and slowly everybody can come to that because everybody knows that standard and innovate. And the innovation happens in an ecosystem, and then you suddenly have exponential growth. Today you will have record usage of UPI in India, and we are exporting it globally. A similar kind of a concept, we are bringing it in agriculture. What we call as a digital public infrastructure in agriculture. I want you to look at it as, when you talk about factors of production in growth, you talk about land, labor, capital. Digital public infrastructure is, you can call it a fourth factor of production. It's something which will bring in efficiency and innovation across everything else. And this is something which is being rolled out and will offer immense opportunities. Along with this, in agriculture, what we are doing across the country is identify the farmer, the land he has, and the crop he is grown, which we can make available on basis of consent, and also making national data pipelines. Pipelines, for example, the Vice Chancellor was talking about advisories. Pipelines on the network stations of rain gauges or weather stations across the country. We have lots of them. but in different places. We will standardize them, make that information available in panchayats. We have satellite information available. We're trying to make it available at a panchayat level. It can be used by people outside the government, states. Why I am saying all these things is that this can be used by let's say agri entrepreneurs to provide advisories, to provide services to farmers, in fact build up their capability. So they will not have to invest in this, getting this information, which we can call it as public good. Another similar example I would say is that we point out that because of pest damage there is so much of losses. You have thrips in chilies and sudden losses everywhere. And today's technology allows you to actually get to know presence of pests beyond an economic threshold in time and take action. So putting those surveillance mechanisms, using AI-based systems to identify which pest it is, which crop it is, and some action, some information is available at the farmer's level, the others can be linked back. All you have to do is a lot of using AI, machine learning, make it good enough. Using something like what Google Lens does, but in a very focused way. So I'm just citing these examples because for your generation, these would be exciting. And I feel that a dramatic change would come because of these technologies, because things can be done in a better way, in a way where ecosystem can all contribute, in a way where we can increase the value and increase returns for the farmer, and it offers immense possibilities for this. Another example I would just like to highlight is when I was talking about digital extension. We had a traditional extension system, but now the farmers themselves can access, and therefore we are putting everything in something known as Vistar, which is again a digital public infrastructure or digital public good, which will enable the farmer to access either through speaking, whatever small videos or literature is available, and also bring innovations of farmer on that, so they can learn by peer-to-peer mentoring. These are just systems which are coming up, we'll be rolling them out in 3 or 4 months, but like I'm saying, it's a very exciting future. There is a need for working on agriculture, because if we talk about our nation becoming a developed nation in the next 2 decades, recording 8% growth, we have to focus on agriculture. We have to create demand. We have to increase incomes. And that's a big opportunity for all of you. And like I said, we need not restrict ourselves to India. We can share with the world, and especially a lot of countries where India can contribute meaningfully to their economies, and there's a huge opportunity which is existing there. Secondly, the changed environment with available technologies and other things can give us a leg up, can help us reorient it, look at things not in an incremental manner, but look at things so that we can change it in a very, very transformational manner. And that can happen and is possible, which we will do it. So I think that is something which I am sure I would want you to think about, all this as you go out, as you step out of the universities, take up over your careers. I feel agriculture is a sector where you can contribute meaningfully, get a lot of satisfaction, help the farmers, in the process also making a career out of yourselves. All it requires is a mindset, a belief in yourself. Sometimes we see things going as they are and we accept them as they are. That needs to change. A mindset which believes that it can be done, we can do it. Second, nothing comes easily. A little bit of resilience and determination is necessary that we can do it. Third, I would say is be open and be humble. Keep on learning. I am sure a farmer who is doing farming for 20 years would have a lot of knowledge. And it is unfair that we go and tell him, "Bhai, you are not doing right, you do this and you do that." I think that's a lot of arrogance. It's understanding how to learn. And life is more complex than we can read from books. There are a lot of other variables which come in, maybe related to sociology, social constructs, anthropology, which we don't know about. So fine-tuning the knowledge we have, learning from everybody to meet, and a little bit of humility, I think will definitely keep you in good stead. And the fourth thing I would say is, I know there's a concept that, I will do it and be passionate, but I think if you put the others before you, you will get much more than you give to others. I think it's a very fundamental way of looking at the world. thinking about the other person rather than yourself. In the process that you're doing something for the other person, believe me, you'll get much more in return than what you have aspired at, and that would help you in living a very meaningful, successful life and contributing to the nation. So at the end, I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to all the graduating students, the award winners for receiving their well-deserved degrees and awards. I would like to congratulate the teachers who had put in their best to impart the knowledge to you, and I'm sure the knowledge that you have gained would hold you in good stead and help you face the challenges that lie ahead in your life. Finally, while wishing you all a great success, let me remind you that the world is changing fast, and along with it, we must change to make a difference. Thank you and Jai Hind.
I invite the Vice Chancellor to declare the institution of new endowments.
The most respected and honorable Chancellor of this university, I am happy to announce the new endowment awards instituted for the 43rd annual convocation from various donors. The government of Tamil Nadu has instituted an endowment fund of ₹10 lakh to the university and created Bharat Ratna M.S. Swaminathan Endowment Award to honor the father of Indian media revolution and proud alumni of TNU. The Bharat Ratna Dr. M.S. Swaminathan Endowment Award was established by the government of Tamil Nadu, and the award includes a cash prize of ₹50,000 along with an award certificate and a gold medal. The student who receives the highest mark in plant breeding and genetics subject in BSc Horse Agriculture will receive this endowment award. The E&D Paddy Company in Chennai established TNAU Golden Jubilee E&D Paddy Award, which grants a sum of ₹5 lakh to the university. The interest accrued from this award will be awarded as a medal to the best PhD thesis in nanoscience and technology. The old students of Department of Plant Biology in TNAU has sponsored ₹5 lakh and created Dr. R. Swamiappan Award for the best PhD thesis work in molecular plant pathology. Mr. Kandasamy Devasundaram from Chennai has sponsored ₹8 lakhs for instituting an award in the name of Tirthani Kandasamy Devasundaram Award, which is intended for the best student from MSc Agriculture in Agronomy. Sir, from this convocation onwards, the institution of new endowments or awards in TNAU will be accepted only with a minimum amount of ₹5 lakh with an award period of 5 years. Thank you very much, sir.
Let the candidates be now presented.
Honorable Chancellor, I present and to serve 55 candidates for the awarded person in various degree programs for their outstanding performance. PhD program, sub-degree, former registrar Dr. P. Subayan Award. Sunita Dr. Premchand PG Scholars Award. Haripriya Dr. S. Uttamsamy Award. Manonike Adithanar Award. Vinodini Bhatia Dr. P. Subramanian Award. Amrita S. Dr. Kumarasamy Ramasamy Award and Dr. S. Sundaresan Award. Jayalakshmi Sri Ganesan Award. K. Kamesh Krishnamurthy Dr. K. Ramakrishnan Award. Saravanan Sri P.S. Natarajan Award. Vinodini J. Kuraisamy Chandrakanta Award. Rahul B. Dr. Anderson Aman Kumar Award. Nagendra M.S. Dr. K.K. Vadivel Award. Shobha K.D. Dr. T.V. Karivaraj Award. Hema B. Dr. J. Delta Award. Dr. Tinnakulas Award. Reddy Kiran Kalyan, DS, Isotope and Tracer Techniques, Symposium Award. Kyala Reddy, Dr. S. Robin Memorial Award. Swine KK, Dr. S. Subramanian Award. Arasat Mali, Dr. S. Nagarajan Award. Shalini Udaya CY, Dr. N. Kumar Award. Malik SK, Dr. S. Sundarajan and Family Award. In Master's Program, Parvati Sukumari, Isotope and Tracer Techniques Symposium Award. Kalipurani S. Dr. S. Mohan Award. Blessing Monica K. Dr. S. Mahimira Award. Ashwini M.S. Hudson Award. Shobhika Priya, Dr. N. Narajan Award. Ayyan Prayam, Dr. M. Ramaya Award. Prabha M. Dr. A. Madhyapradesh Award. Sarika R. Vedanti Merit Award. Vijay S. Dr. Sridhara Rao Aksundali Award. Saranya Kumari R. S. Kondas Award. Divya Darshini S. Subayan Maratham Award. Loviraj G. Dr. K. Madhalaraj Award. In undergraduate program, Shivani K. Dr. H. Philip Award. Subhash Karthik S. receives 5 awards, Dr. D. Prakasam Award, Rukmani Chinnam Award, Dr. A. P. Abdul Kalam Award, 96 branch of BSA Award, Dr. Karnal Governor Award. Nidhi R. Rukmani Chinnam Award. Satyaj Chitti, Smart Finish 1986-90 Award. Kavya S.S. Kalanidhi Ratnasamy Award. Sadia Anjul K. Tirutani Kandasamy Devasudharam Award. Abhishek J.K. Agrico 68 Batch Award, Honorable Governors Award, Dr. A.S. Kondusamy Award. Soya Lakshmi S. Dr. D. Rajagopalan Memorial Award. Nandakumari S. Sericulture Alumni Award. Mahalakshmi S. CPMB Silver Jubilee Award, Dr. S. Ayyappan Award. Archana P. CPMB Silver Jubilee Award. Sri Shakti M. Dr. Nanja Arjun Award. Kavya P. Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam Award, Sharada Duraisamy Award. Sri Raghavadi P. Reputed Charitable Trust Award, Ranganathan Gold Medal and Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Bharati J. Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Shreya Prakash, Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Ratna V. receives 5 awards, Leela Kondas Award, D. Venkatram Memorial Award, Dr. Varas Vinayaraj Memorial Award, Anvarin Award, R.D. Anvar Award. Dhanushree V.M. Syndicate Bank Award. Shanmugh P.I.M. K. Ayyappan and Sons Award and Gopalsamy Rajamal Award. Thank you.
Honorable Chancellor, I present on this 129 candidate in person for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who has been qualified to receive the degrees. Floyd Golden, Nivedita, Senthilwadan D.S., Kunjam Malvi, Mohan Sundar C., Ashok Naik, Muralidharan S., Nivedita B.S.R., Selvakumar S., Srinivasan G., Yenapala Lavanya, Melba, Nagarathinam R., Sri Priya, Uday Kumar M., Achyutan S., Chandrasekhar B., Balaji R.K., Konda Kishore Reddy, Jayapal T.V., Ashisha P.S., Saranya M., Saravana Kumar P., Tamil Chelvan R., Rakesh S.S., Suganti R. Anju Abraham, Ilakia S. Ganapati Ramu, Kadipuri R. Prasant A. Kannan Vakaya, Kurlarasan B. Manjudevi S. Muhammad Ekram, Mudalvan S. Krishna Sri, Rahul S. Sandhya B. Satya B. Vanita Sri G. Vinod, Arunmoli, Gugan B. Rajeshri, Sendami Selvi D. Shubhashri M. Brinda A. Kumudan MS. Mohan Raj Singh, Balaguru Kesav, Ganeshan K. Akshaya SD, Arumuga Praveen, Jayaraj Verma, Praveen, Priyanka, Sangeeta P. Sridharan A.P. Ashok S. Karpusami G. Maheshwari P. Rajeshwari P. Umapati M. Raghupati K.P. Lakshmi P.R. Sivaranjani C. Bala Ganesh P. Ilakia N. Sangeeta S.S. Selvam R. Venkata Krishnan N. Poonam Venkatesh, Ashik M. Aruna A. Niveda Devi P. Paul Raj Suryakala, Sivakumar A. Shobhana E. Sujitra P. Tirumeni Nathan S. Venkatesan C. Ananta Bhairavi N. Gopal Das Snehalata, Karthik K.S. Manoramya T. Nazia Begum S. Sandip Kumar Jalpati, Shankar C. Selvaraj Susmita, Vijayalakshmi S.H. Rajeshwaran M. Tirtha Prasad, Brinda Devi S. Divya M. Kalaivanan R. Rajeshekar G. Shobhan Babu, Divarani R. Raghunath R. Ramamurthy P. Sabarishwari P. Mithila Sri M. Ranjit Kumar S. Sarada M. Annaswamy K. Ratnapriya R. Mangayar Karasi R. Nabina N. Sakila S. Akilo A. Gopi B. Chinnappa M. Dharani Chittagiri, Vaidya K. Devi Suresh, Makato Prani, Sobarwal, Karpusami Vikram, Nitya K. Hari Prasad, Ramachandran S. Johnny Gates, Kolla Harshavardhan, Jayalalitha, Tirukumar S. Vasanta T. Honorable Chancellor, I present and give, sir, 360 candidates in person for the master's degree who have been qualified to receive the degrees. Ajit Kumar M, Ajit Kumar S, Arpita H.C., Leslie Thanthi, Maunika, Divya S, Jyoti M, Kayan Billy A, Monisha B, Maunika R, Naveen Prakash B, Pavitran B, Senthil Kumar I, Srimati P.K., Supriya C, Arul Ganesh D, Bhavadharani D, Jeevavardhanan K, Kausalya Sakivet, Meena S, Mohan S, Naveen Raj S, Nitya S, Priyanka E, Swati S, Arvind Kumar M, Naina S. Nayak, Niranjan M. B, Vetri Selvi B, Aparna B. P, Aishwarya S, T. P. Chandana, Dharani S. P, Yamaya R, Gargi C, Magesha M, Manivasanam K, Monika S. S, Narmada K. M, Naveen Prakash P, Prabha R, Priyadarshini G, Savatina B, Sadhana B, Satish Kumar J. K, Sivaranjani R. S, Sunita S. Kumar, Shruti M. P, Tenarasi A, Vijay Kumari N, Aarti B, Anushya M, Jayarani Haripriya, Kavya S, Naveen Kumar A, Porkavi P. M, Ravina R, Nizam R, Shabarish K, Sabita Devi R, Sira Sankaran G, Amuda Kumari, PPSS Anusha, Dina S, Jayasika J, Kartikeyan B, Sridhar, Magesh Narayanan SP, Marilyn F. Monika A, Muthulakshmi M, Navina B, Srinidhi S, Almas Fatima M, Anantu Rajagopal, Damodaran P, Jayakshmi R, Kanimuli S, Karunya N, Madhuri, Nandita R. S, Raymond P, Richika R, Sandhya B, Surya Krishna S, Tamili K, Ashok Kumar P, Gayatri P, Janat S, Priyanka P. Puganethi K. Senvagavalli G. Tirukavil K.T. Aparna R. Kadir Mohan B. Vashima Raja S. Abhinaya K. Helen Rani R. Jayabharati J. Madan K. Taylor B.D. Krishnamurti A. Priyanka R.S. Lawson Wesley J. Nitya Darshini K. Rahmat Jennifer Nisha. Sandeep S.G. Sri Shalini S. Anvarasri A. Bhargavi G. Deepika S. Veena A.G. Raja Swaminathan B. Renuka Devi B. Sajid Vasa J. Abhirami M. Pavitra S.M.
Sunita, Dr. Premchand, PG Scholars Award. Haripriya, Dr. Subbaswamy Award. Mananurike, Adithanar Award. Dina Thanthi, Dr. Dina Thanthi Award. Amrita S. Dr. Kumarasamy Award and Dr. Sundaresan Award. Jayalakshmi Sri Ganesan Award. K. Kamesh Krishnamurti, Dr. K. Ramakrishnan Award. Saravanath Sri T.S. Natarajan Award. Vinodini J. Kuraisamy and Chandrakanta Award. Rahul B. Dr. Anderson Aman Kumar Award. Nagendra M. Dr. K.K. Vadivel Award. Shobha K.D. Dr. T.V. Karimaraj Award. Kemami, Dr. J. Delta Award, Dr. Tinnakulas Award. Reddy Kanya, B.S. Isotope and Tracer Techniques Symposium Award. Kyala Reddy, Dr. S. Robin Memorial Award. Swine K.K., Dr. S. Subramanian Award. Arasat Mali, Dr. S. Nagarajan Award. Shalini Udaya C.Y., Dr. N. Kumar Award. Madhaki S.K. Dr. S. Sundarajan and Family Award. In Master's Program, Parvati Sukumari, Isotope and Tracer Techniques Symposium Award. Kalipurani S. Dr. S. Mohan Award. Blessing Monica K. Dr. S. Mahiraj Award. Ashwini M.S. Hudson Award. Shobhika Priya, Dr. N. Natarajan Award. Ayyan Prayam, Dr. M. Ramaya Award. Prabha M. Dr. A. Madhyapradya Award. Sarika R. Vedanalli Merit Award. Vijay S. Dr. Sridhara Rao Atsundari Award. Saranya Kumari R. S. Kondas Award. Divya Darshini S. Subayan Maratham Award. Govilaj G. Dr. K. Madhavaraj Award. In undergraduate program, Shivani K. Dr. H. Philip Award. Subhash Karthik S. receives 5 awards, Dr. D. Prakasam Award, Rukmani Chinnam Award, Dr. A. P. Abdul Kalam Award, 96 branch of BSA Award, Dr. Karnal Government Award. Nidya R. Rukmani Chinnam Award. Satyaj P. Smart Finish 1986-90 Award. Kavya S.S. Kalanidhi Ratnasamy Award. Saria Anjul K. திருத்தணி கந்தசாமி தேவசுந்தரம் Award. Abhishek J.K. Agriculture 68 Batch Award, Honorable Governor's Award, Dr. A.S. Ponnusamy Award. Soil Engineers, Dr. V. Rajagopalan Memorial Award. Nakamari S. Sericulture Alumni Award. Mahalakshmi S. CPMB Silver Award, Dr. S. Ayyappan Award. Archana P. CPMB Silver Award. Shri Shakti M. Dr. Nanja Arjun Award. Kavya P. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award, Sharada Duraisamy Award. Shri Raghavadi P. Reputed Charitable Trust Award, Rangan Andal Gold Medal and Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Bharati J. Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Shreya Prakash, Agriculture Engineering Alumni Award. Ratna V. receives 5 awards, Dina Thanthi Award, D. Venkatram Memorial Award, Dr. Varas Vinayaraj Memorial Award, Anurji Award, R.D. Abdul Award. Dhanashri D.M. Syndicate Bank Award, Shanmuga M. K. Ayyappan and Sons Award and Gopalsamy Rajamal Award. Thank you.
Honorable Chancellor, I present on this 128 candidate in person for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who has been qualified to receive the degrees. Flying Bodin, Nivedita, Kavanya, Melba, Nagarathinamar, Sripriya, Uday Kumaryam, Achyutan S. Chandrasekhar B. Balaji R.K. Konda Kishore Reddy, Jayapal T.D. Ashisha P.S. Saranya M. Saravana Kumar B. Tamil Chelvan R. Rakesh S.S. Sugandhi R. Anju Abraham, Ilakya S. Ganapati Ramu, Kadipuri R. Prasant A. Kenneth YKR, Kurlarasan B. Manjudevi S. Muhammad Ekram, Mudalvan S. Krishna Sri, Rahul S. Sandhya B. Satya B. Vanita Sri G. Vinod, Arunboli, Gugan B. Rajeshri, Sendami Selvi D. Shubhashri M. Brinda A. Kumudan MS. Mohan Raj Singh, Balaguru Kesadev, Ganeshan K, Akshaya SD, Armuga Parveen, Jayaraj Verma, Praveen, Priyanka, Sangeeta P, Sridharan A.P, Ashok S, Karpusamy G, Maheshwari P, Rajeshwari P, Umapati M, Raghupati K.P, Hiriyalakshmi P.R, Sivaranjani C, Balaganesh P, Ilakya N, Sangeeta S.S, Selvam R, Venkatakrishnan N, Unnam Venkatesh, Ashik M, Aruna A, Niveda Devi P, Paul Raj Suryakala, Sivakumar A, Shobana E, Sujitra P, Thiruvenathan S. Venkatesan C. Ananta Bhairavi N. Gopal Das Snehalata. Karthik K.S. Manoramya T. Nazia Begum S. Sandip Kumar Jalpati. Shankar C. Selvaraj Susmita. Vijayalakshmi S.H. Rajeshwaran M. Tirtha Prasad. Brinda Devi S. Divya M. Kalaivanan R. Rajeshekar G. Shobhan Babu. Divarani R. Raghunath R. Ramamurthy P. Sabarishwari P. Mithila Sri M. Ranjit Kumar S. Sarada M. Annaswamy K. Ratnapriya R. Mangayar Karsi R. Navina N. Sakila S. Akino J. Gopi B. Chinnappa M. Dharani Chittagiri. Vaidya K. Devi Suresh. Makato Purani. Sobarwal. Karpusami Vikram. Nitya K. Hari Prasad. Ramachandran S. Johnny Graves. Korla Haswardhan.